Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my review of Brightburn. Brightburn was directed by David Yarovsky and stars Elizabeth Banks, David Denman and Jackson A. Dunn. The movie follows the Breers who live in a farm in the small town of Brightburn. The Breers have been trying for a baby for a while but to no avail until one night a spaceship crashes on their land and inside they find a baby boy. They decide to bring him up like he is their own and name him Brandon. Now, I know what you are all thinking, we have read and seen this all before with Superman, but in Brightburn we have a twist. As Brandon is coming of age and experiencing changes, he has urges, and these urges are not to do good or save the world. These urges are to do harm and cause destruction. So basically, all in all, Brightburn is a retelling of the Superman origin with a horror twist. First up, I'd like to go into acting. Elizabeth Banks puts in a really good performance here in this mother role. I really bought that she would do anything for Brandon no matter what he had done and stick by him and protect him in any way she could. This is the first time I have ever seen her in any horror or thriller type film since Slither, and I thought she'd done a really good job. I really wouldn't mind seeing her more in more films like this. David Denman, who you may know as Roy from The Office, also does a solid job as Brandon's father, an everyday working man farmer. I did feel the love he had for his son and that he wanted to do best by him no matter what. Unfortunately though, and this is nothing against Denman's performance, this is a problem I had with his character. I feel he turns too quick on his son once bad stuff starts happening around town. I would have maybe liked him to be a little bit more conflicted when it came to that, rather than just thinking their son is evil straight away. As far as it goes for Jackson A. Dunn's performance, he's weird, and as a weird alien kid, he plays it well. And one thing I want to say that Brightburn does, it keeps moving. The energy in the screenplay is at a constant high tempo and there are never really any lulls in its story where it starts to drift off. It is very to the point, knows what it is and gets the job done. It has a relatively short runtime at 91 minutes and maybe a little more time to play with would have helped characters go through more of an arc before reaching the climax, but in doing so that could have bogged the film down rather than giving it more time to get into what you really want to see, the action and the kills. So for the most part, the pacing was on point. So Brandon, this is a child with Superman level powers. If he wanted to, he could punch your head clean off in one punch. When it came to him going on his murder spree around town and in general being a creepy little bastard, you really did feel that power. When he's in a room with someone, you just know that they are fucked. He's also pretty sadistic though, so he likes to play with them a little before moving in for the kill, and this made for some really cool set pieces. Then the kills as well at the end of these set pieces were pretty damn brutal and creative. Brandon felt pretty unstoppable, which someone with these powers should feel like. The gore effects were also really nice with a couple of scenes that had me cringing. For the most part it looked like the effects were CGI with a little mix of practical and it really worked, they looked really good. I also liked the costume design for Brandon's alter ego. It was simple but just enough, I felt, without going over the top. His mask was kind of scarecrow-esque, I felt, and I liked the touch of the red cape. One problem I did have with the film though was in the lead up to some of the film's more horror moments, it really fell into quite a lot of standard horror tropes. The jump scare with the loud noise to make you jump and the jump scare fake out stuff. This was a little annoying, but I do have to say there were a couple of good jump scares in there too and a couple of things I didn't expect, but for the most part a lot of the scenes were plagued by this. Also, I think maybe I counted 3 or 4 times where the camera looked at a character, panned right, then panned back to them, and then there was suddenly something right behind them. That is just one of the easiest and cheapest tricks in the book, and you can always see it coming a mile away these days. Apart from these moments though, some of the cinematography was beautiful. We get real nice wide shots of Brandon above the clouds and floating down from above looking menacing as hell. There were also some moments when the lighting was spot on and would show Brandon in the dark with only his red eyes visible. There was a lot of red lighting throughout the movie, in fact obviously reinforcing that feeling of evil within him. As I said though, I just wish they could have done more of the better shots they had and less of the pan left to right jump scare type shots. The soundtrack by Timothy Williams was also a highlight for me. I thought it was very effective in bringing across the emotion in certain scenes. When the action kicked into it, complemented it very well with its thunderous percussion and brass, along with eerie strings. The score also had a lot of big drones throughout, really adding to the horror of the situations and the impending doom. There were even a couple of moments where it did feel a little bit Man of Steel, and I liked that. Not sure if it was intentional or not, but I really liked it. If it was a nice wee nod. Altogether, really loved the score. As far as editing goes, it was clean and kept a consistent flow with the film, keeping it fast paced in the more action heavy areas and slower in the horror tension filled ones. So all in all, Brightburn was a solid horror twist on the Superman origin with some really good horror moments that was well acted and had some lovely shots. I just wish that some certain parts of the story were expanded on and that certain character motivations were fleshed out a little more. But anyway, with all that said, I'm going to give Brightburn a 3.5 out of 5 rating. If you have seen Brightburn, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to join the club. As always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.